right, y'all, I'm back. That's a lot going on. The seamstress just bought me a new apron. We were in the middle of these live crackers. I'll show what we made. And I went next door to my sister's house, and I'm like, who are you dancing with? And she's having a dance party on Zoom. So there's a lot going on over here at the Apple Flower Homestead. So I threw it in the back to go answer the door. And look at my new apron. My new apron. Oh, this is cute. This is cute. And I'm really loving it. And guess what? I have a petticoat to match. Oh, I'm so excited. I was channeling my mother's and my grandma's, well, really my mom's the one I saw, her poodle skirt when she was younger. So I don't have a thing for martyrs and pestles and graters, beehives, vintage clothing. So I just had this one made for me. So I'm really excited about this petticoat. So I'm always making my own designs. So for my own dance class, I got my own little African dance pants. So all that money I spent on Lululemon. No offense, shout out to Lululemon. But I was like, you watch. I'm gonna have my own line of clothing for myself. So this is, I can't wait to see how it fits. But I'm really loving the lace trim. And I have a petticoat to put on underneath it. So we just finished our class with the crackers. I'm excited. So I'm gonna try this one. I don't want to get any food in it. I definitely think I'm gonna have to make one that is more that is darker, right? Because I have food and it looks cute. It looks cute, but I want to ensure that I'm not spilling food all on top of it. So good evening, everyone. This is Body Culinary, aka Kwasapeacefull Eating, and I have a new apron for the kitchen. And for those folks that are on the YouTube channel, welcome. If you're new to my YouTube channel, welcome on my channel. I share some of my journey of radical self-acceptance. And this is my freedom hairstyle of the day. There's no pulling. Took me less than a minute. You know, channeling the mushroom. I used to get my ears singed off to get this hairstyle. Who out there remembers the mushroom, right? You get your hair washed, then straightened with the hot comb, very dangerous. And then they put the rollers in it going around in a circle, pre-doobie, right? And you just comb it out till you got these nice curls. Now, because we had so much grease, it was kind of stiff. So I'm channeling that hairstyle today, though. I'm not pulling on my delicate edges. It's only shea butter on the eyebrows, a little jojoba oil like this for highlighter, and some cocoa butter on the lips, and lots of fresh cucumber juice. That's how we rock it over here. I'm not anti-makeup, though I do prioritize being able to feel good in my own hair and skin. So we made several crackers and wraps. We're in a 30-day masterclass of whole living foods and fitness, unprocessed foods as a lifestyle. Pour yourself whatever level you want to that rocks your boat. We don't care. Just going for results. We don't need one more thing to divide it. So the crackers are going fast. I'm going to put some aside for my sister. The flavor of food is fresh. Fresh sun-dried tomatoes. That we dried. Our crackers, no flour. And so the greens that we made this evening, we made a tulsi or holy basil. Tulsi is the same thing as holy basil. Sea salad. So guess what? There's no salt, but it tastes salty. So we're into using the whole food because we want the healing benefits of the food. I get the part in your mouth, but we also want the actual benefits of the food, which sometimes I feel like there's a disconnect. So we have fresh local tomatoes. We have wakame that we pre-soaked, red onion, cucumber, local cucumber that's not wax, which I did not use a food processor. I used a box grater, Grandma Lou style. Sometimes we make things too complicated. We have the holy basil, which actually is good for depression. And it's good for depression, so no offense to my weed smokers, but that's not the only herb that's out there. Nature has given us so many herbs, and hopefully in the Afro flower garden, we want to luxuriate with everything we need from the garden, right? Take someone as a junk food junkie. I had a face full of a truckload of acne. Yeah, that was a lot. But the only thing that cleared up my skin was 100% living foods. Not 50, not 80. Not all the products in the health food store, and definitely not the Proactive, the benzoyl peroxide, the salicylic acid, none of that. It was daily sweaty movement on a consistent basis, a daily sweaty personal movement practice, and fresh living foods. And that stuff had to come out. I'd rather come out than turn into a growth or tumor or cyst. So we have guacamole. We also have fresh lime, a little bit of fresh ground black pepper, and some local fresh lime juice. This actually it needs no salt. That's crazy. No salt, and it's satisfying. And one small avocado. So we have the wheat berries. We're gonna put that on the soil. Might be too late for this guava, but we have some delicious caimito or star apple, which is ripe. And we also have some fresh guava. So maybe we'll save that for our morning meal, right? Because we are paying attention to several things, right? Especially when it comes to blood sugar. So every year on my birthday, every year for my birthday, I usually do some type of challenge, some type of dance party or something. So hopefully if you're subscribed to my channel, if you're paying attention, because people are like, when did you start teaching classes? I've been teaching classes for years. I'm an early riser though. Most people are rolling over, scratching their butt, and going back to sleep when I'm up and the workout is done by 5 o'clock. So usually there's going to be something special. Last year, there was a whole month of intermittent fasting, which Grandma Lou says is dark, close the kitchen, close your mouth, and go rest, right? So we did intermittent fasting and yoga in the evenings. 12 o'clock noon was nutrition on the YouTube channel, and the morning was an early day workout. So we'll see what it's going to be this year, because only certain people came out. I've done this experiment numerous times, but hey, what can I say? So shout out to Life After 50. Hey, I know that's right. I'm loving the 50s. I'm loving the 50s. I'm really enjoying my hair and my skin. I think we need to, I deserve to feel comfortable in my hair and skin. And so I'm rocking out. I plan on enjoying this, every bit of it, because wisdom has been hard earned. So shout out to you, Janae Lane, and Auntie, oh my gosh, Auntie BS. Oh, okay. Greetings. BK Shell, Real for Real. Sending you all some warm, positive vibrations, and shout out to my folks on my YouTube channel. So we've done 7 different types of crackers. We're not using any flour. No flour at all. None. We're not frying anything, and we didn't use any oil. We got loads of crunch, and we've done 7 different crackers. We're sprouting wheatgrass and several other things right from our kitchen. So do we have a focus, or are we letting all our time get sucked up by this internet? Hopefully we're leveraging our time on the internet. And when you come away from this interaction, this communication, you're inspired to get into action around the things that you say are important to you. So some of the classes are going to be made available on the Body-Culinary website. Coaching is every Sunday for whole living foods and fitness as a lifestyle. That's Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On the YouTube channel, I will share my quick 1, 2, 3 literally hairstyles, because we got other things to do with our time, right? It's not about being lazy, but just really prioritizing what's most important to you. And I like to play with the bunnies, play in the garden, do my movement practice. That's the most fun to me. And I'm constantly considering, what do I need my body to be able to do for me the next 10, 20, 30 years down the line. We picked some fresh greens. Picked some yesterday, just picked some just now. I don't know if I'm gonna, we'll see. I think I'm gonna press some fresh cream, plant-based, of course, from coconuts. I have some other things that are sprouting to make the cream. I don't know if they've soaked long enough. But we want to have the party in our mouth, though, also paying attention to digestion, because sometimes we're just gobbling all this deliciousness down and not considering food combinations, right? Or eating while we're running down the street, and then that really dramatically affects our digestion process. So does everybody have something in the garden that you're planting yet? If not, why? What's up with your circle of influence? Are the 5 people who you spend the most time with, is everybody planting something? Only somebody, or half of you? 2.5 of you? Somebody planting something? Is somebody leading the way when it comes to fitness, saying, girl, I'm calling you tomorrow. Get your behind up. Let's do this, because it's consistency over time. I would say it's one of the main areas. It's one of the main areas for us to be investing our time in. If you're going to be watching these reality shows, why not hook up your bicycle or something? I mean, it's been revealed. I don't know if it can be made any more plain to us how important it is for us to have, and I get body positivity, but to get our numbers in line, because who knows what else is coming down the pipeline. I'm just saying. And are you ready? So you want to stay ready so you don't have to scramble to get ready, because that was some severe scrambling. That was stressful, and a lot of folks didn't make that last test, and we're not in control. Though at least I feel at peace knowing I'm doing, as I said to my sister, we got a diagnosis tomorrow. Is there anything we will be doing differently? And I said this to her years ago. We need to be doing that now. Let's not let the good taste, get it twisted because you got a little muscle. Because we got a little muscle, think that means that you're healthy. That does not. It does not. It does not. Right? I know a lot of bodybuilders who are broke down productions on the inside. And I know we like to say black doesn't crack, but we be cracking from the inside. We're looking great from the neck up, the wrist down, the ankle down, but the midsection, our midsection is it's unhelpful, right? That's not all of who we are. It's definitely not our weight, right? You can be this big and you can be unhelpful, right? Because type 1 is type 2. Though we're up to type 3 diabetes, and they're even venturing into type 6. Type 3 is an extension of type 2. Type 1, you're born with. Type 2 is a result of lifestyle. And type 3 is a progression of type 2. So somebody put in the chat if you know what type 3 is. I'll be right back. Let me know what type 3 diabetes is. Give me a shout out if you know. Does anybody know what type 3 diabetes is? Hey, greetings, Dora. Anybody know what type 3 is? Type 3 is dementia. Dementia. That's type 3 diabetes. So I'm not in the business of telling grown folks what to do. Call me simple, but this is pretty easy. If we look at the insulin spikes, right? And constantly, mostly women, well, out here this working with women because I've been working with all kinds of folks as a personal trainer and nutrition coach for years. And I've experienced this also myself. I come from a family history of morbid obesity. I had hypothyroid. I gained weight very easily. I'm professionally trained as a chef. I like to eat. But the uncontrollable cravings, even as a vegan, I remember, 3 packs of Oreos. They got the ones that come 4 in a pack. They have the vegan version too. And then they have the big pack with the 3 rows. Now, maybe this is not y'all, but I would be the one eating the big whole pack of vegan Oreos and washing it down with a carton of vanilla Vitasoy. Now I was exercising, so, I can kind of get away with it, but I'm not stupid, right? And I don't want to take needles. So just because you're vegan, that doesn't mean necessarily that you're healthy. We're not out of the woods. And so we have a tendency to take the veganism to everything but the flesh. And everything is chewy, ooey. I get the part in your mouth. Everything is gooey, cheesy, hot doggy, pizza-ish. And sometimes we're obliterating the vegetables till there's the healing properties of it. We've kind of degraded, we've degraded all the value inside of the food. We make it into something else. And listen, if I did not enjoy my food, there's no way on this earth that I'd be coming on 13 years of eating this way. No way. I didn't put any salt in here. It's crazy. It's crazy. I got crackers. It's 100 degrees. Or maybe it's a little bit less than 100. But if it's 100 degrees and I'm in my season phase of life, I can't imagine eating so much heavy foods that are clogging up my arteries so I can't breathe. I think I would pass out. And a lot of my young flowers may not be thinking of this, but I don't know if folks are considering the things. I think it's not on your radar, the different things that you'll have to contend with if we don't pull, and it's not necessarily a number, pull our bodies together so we have a healthy composition. Whatever your weight is, your rate of lean mass to adipose tissue. See, that puts things in perspective. Your ratio, if our midsections are hanging out over our belt and our waistline, we have all the body positivity and love yourself, but that is extremely dangerous. We're on a trajectory for medication. We're on a trajectory should another bout of this stuff come back around. It's already revealed itself. And we're on a trajectory of dementia. So sometimes I just think we're conditioned to appease our children every holiday season with loads and loads of candy. And that's like, I ain't telling no grown folks what to do. But we're setting our children up to be like, I study junkies also. I tell folks all the time, I study junkies. And why? Because there were a lot in my community, in the world community, but definitely in my community. So it fascinates me. Self-sabotage as well as self-actualization. But we're setting our children up because children don't what? Children don't buy groceries. Children do not buy groceries. So this social habit of high-fiving each other just to make a statement or a point that we're right. At what cost? We're setting our children. I used to love candy corn. I love every candy. The PAL 1-cent gums, I remember when they were still penny candies. Kit Kats, Chico sticks, Swedish fish. Ooh, my gosh. It's a good thing I have teeth in my mouth. The lemon cookies, cheese doodles, the puffy cheese. All those things were not food. So we've already set ourselves up in those formative years of our life. We're raising junkies. Their blood sugar's off. At least when I was growing up, used to get a little washout, a cup of castor oil with some baking soda and an orange in it around springtime. Every time they let you go for broke. But I don't know. Now, maybe some of those parents that are starting to grow green and stuff like that, some of those parents may be a little more conscientious. But if we're making excuses to stay the same because it's comfortable, we've already had round one. Have you started your garden? What are you waiting for? Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Christmas? I'm just saying, it's not the time to be trying to force people to get healthy or convince people. It's real out here. The beautiful thing, though, is that it's an enjoyable lifestyle. It's a very enjoyable lifestyle to not have to worry about your weight or to have, I had truckloads of acne. I threw away my shower caddy. I don't use not one product. I put the food on my face. I've been busted wiping grapefruit on my face after I came out to steam them at the gym. But if I can recognize it, that's what I'll eat. My body responds to it. It's so simple. So I like to think, what would Grandma Lou do? She would laugh at most of the stuff going on around here. The old people, they would just laugh. And I want to look forward to the different seasons of my life. This is another thing, all of this pressure to turn ourselves inside out, to try to make our hair and skin. And again, some of the people I love dearly have all kind of hairstyles. I had a Jerry curl and a gold tooth. I mean, really. But we are trying to force our bodies to do things that it can't do. And, inflammation, anybody know what inflammation is? That's the body's and the immune system's response to foreign invaders. Marketing is so deep, but I don't think we even consider the things that we're doing cosmetically, that we're injecting in it, not just a little something, but we're doing major, and I've had numerous lawyers and malpractice lawyers as clients. We're doing major, I don't even know if we can call it an alteration. That's for the cleaners. You get in a suit tailored. But we're injecting major things into our bodies. And you can go on YouTube. There's a whole community. There's a whole, what do they call, sector of YouTube of people discussing that are telling the truth about their bodies rejecting the different things that we're putting into it. Now there are several stars and starlets starting to have them removed. I'm humbled. We are a species that follow. We follow to our detriment, and it's a drive for validation and to fit in. And perhaps we could benefit from some quiet self-reflection, right? And where that comes from, and our tendency to put ourselves, our body temples, our reproductive organs, and even the next generation, to put them in serious harm's way. What is that? Isn't anybody curious about what that is? I'm humble. People say program, but I say conditioning, because the language that we use can either make us hopeless and think there's no possibilities, I'm just programmed, or if I'm conditioned, then guess what? There's a possibility I can recondition myself, right? And that's a good use of our time here in our human suit. And so we got more fun to have. Life is meant to be lived. I'm all about the roller skates. I prioritize play space over a bunch of furniture, jumping rope, the trampoline. There's so much good quality time to be had with yourself. And it's critical. The 3 leverage lifestyle practices: peaceful consumption, garden therapy, daily personal movement practice. They're all practices that you have actually, you could put your excuses, your very valid excuses, put them on notice. I invite you, put them on notice. We got things to do. So anyway, we're still meeting here. We started on the 2nd. We added 3 extra days for some folks that missed, but we're in the process of a 30-day masterclass of whole living foods and fitness. So it's sprouting, it's crackers, and it's also one of my favorite topics. It's emotional stress eating. Maybe none of y'all can't relate, but we're exploring emotional and stress eating. And so living foods plays a major role in that, because once you take the food off the table, when you're really satiated, like the sweet spot is what I call it. Once you've reached the sweet spot, I could offer you one of my most delicious 24K carrot cake, which my son loves, or one of my strawberry pies. I could offer it to him, like, I really want to eat this cake or pie, but I'm not hungry. That's the best quote unquote diet. It's satiation, right? So whole, fresh, unprocessed foods does that for you. You have enough water, fiber, nutrient-dense foods. It's very colorful. So you don't have to keep coming back to make this decision about starting to eat healthy. That takes a load off of your mind, a load off of the table. I can't eat any better than whole, fresh, living foods. I can't do any better than that, right? The movement practice is every day. It cultivates a solid base of this healthy esteem, right? We're all at our most attractive when we're healthy, right? So that's taken off the table, right? Gardening is so deeply therapeutic. These things, they're deep, intense therapy that you can apply to yourself that is sustainable over time. So what's up with your circle of influence? I don't know about y'all, but I'm unapologetic about creating support for myself. Support works. I like to do what works. This is the season to do what produces results. So in your quiet moments, consider, reflect. Is there anything I'm doing that has not produced results? I can look back over time and it's given me a consistent result. Potato chips gave me a consistent result. I could feel the pimples popping out of my face. Didn't matter if it was kettle, organic, kosher, whatever, chips. Every time I ate potato chips, that gave me a consistent result, right? So unvetted people, consistent result, right? So this is not the season to do what doesn't work, because if we do, that's on us. It's been demonstrated that putting people on a pedestal, a lot of religious, political, I'm not making it up, that has produced consistent results. It has not dramatically shifted our economic space. It has not dramatically shifted the state of our health. It has not dramatically changed the trajectory of our children. But it's comfortable and it's familiar. This is the season to consider what is not producing your desired result and consider letting it go. I ain't telling no grown folks what to do. Not me. Because you see what they did to Christ, and I ain't nobody's savior. Your body will heal itself when you get out of the way and stop retoxing. By the way, feel free to download a copy if you want to see what I've been doing all these years and how I went from a junk food junkie. What's my mindset? Mindset is everything. You get all the heart rate monitors, all the fancy stuff, but it's the mindset. Most people don't have a plan for what they're going to do after the quote-unquote detox. So you'll just go back to your set point. You know, we're conditioned. Can we not see that? No, I'm humble. We are pretty conditioned as a species. I'm just saying. So Whole Living Foods in the Hood was made to fit your budget. You'll see different sample shopping lists, whether you have $10, $20, $35, all the way up to $200 shopping at the wholesaler. Yes, that means that your food bag will get lighter because you'll have to stop shopping because you got to use all of those cases of food you just bought. That case of cucumbers, case of sweet potatoes. What am I going to do with all this? We plopped you in the garden right now with a knife and a cutting board, a plant milk bag, and a mortar and pestle. Would you be able to do something with all the unprocessed foods? What would your great-great-great-great-grandmother do? We would have been eating. We would be eating lovely. If you drop me anywhere with $5 on the planet, I'm going to eat lovely and unprocessed. Movie chick, Penny Candy, which I love. Hey, movie chick, was in the 60s. Tootsie Roll, Jolly Rancher. Honey, I can't believe I have teeth in my mouth. Licorice, good. I remember good and plenty. I didn't like hot tamales. really sick, disgusting stuff when I think about it now. But we were turned out. We was on that crack. Remember what was it? Dipsticks. It was just a flavored powder. It was like red and gray. I don't know what the red was, but it was red and it was great with just a sugar stick that we dipped in it. It set the tone. It's being marketed. I can't. I don't want to spend time on here complaining because I like to have a lot of fun. It's a setup. And it's really something to really sit with, like, wow. Who is it? You've been bamboozled? What is the gentleman, the holy person? If that is not symbolic of the global trend and mindset of us pedestalizing people that have us going down a bobsled into the fiery pits of chaos, then I don't know what. I don't know what, but we determined to hold on to these concepts, because without all these different concepts, then we're going to have to be accountable. We're going to have to deal with the reality of those 6 basic human fears. Let's see. Fear of poverty, fear of death, fear of old age, fear of sickness, fear of criticism. Oh man, what's the other one? Death, old age, sickness, poverty, criticism. Oh man, it's one. I always miss one. Everybody will have to contend with it. It levels the playing field. The 6 basic fears. Look it up. Look it up. What do we do without all of these personalities that we're holding on to when they're just as broke down productions as everybody else? But we need it somehow. It gives us psychological comfort to put these people up on a pedestal, because without them, without the middleman, we'll have to be 100% accountable. Ooh, what if you don't get any free passes, any get out of jail free card for the things you do? Then what? What if you do? You aren't going to get a fresh, brand new body in the afterlife after you were trashing this one. Then what? Will we change? But many of us have to be wheeled into the emergency room and making promises to whoever our God is, saying, if you just get me out of this pickle, I promise I'll change. But that's not sincere, because that's under the threat of, being out of here. So just some things to consider. Fortunately, it's a joyous lifestyle. Whatever label you want to call yourself, everybody can benefit from more whole, fresh living, unprocessed fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. It's a movement. It's starting a garden. It's a lifestyle. So sending all some warm, positive vibrations. My birthday is coming up, so I invite you to follow Body-Culinary on TikTok. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Sometimes I'll go on Facebook. And I do rotate the first portion of the workout in the morning. Even 15, 20 minutes of that, you'll likely be bleeding with sweat. I do lots of modifications. So if it's like my mom or Silver Foxes at home, as long as you have room for an exercise mat, you can dramatically shift your body composition. If you have your heart rate monitors and fitness trackers, pull them out so you can learn how to use them properly. We go even more into that on Sunday coaching. So pull out your heart rate monitor. You can download a free calendar, accountability, a positive accountability calendar on bodyculinary.com. Go to the resources, like the shop, and then go to resources, and then let's say free stuff, right? So there's several free downloads there, and you can download the accountability calendar. So it's nothing more wonderful than looking at the end of a month, and even if it was imperfect, allow yourself. I'm telling you, I've seen people make phenomenal progress just by allowing themselves to show up imperfectly, right? Allow yourself to be imperfect and come and learn along the way and get some kind of support, get some corrective action, and have some fun. So that's 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can get the workout calendar so you can mark it off every day. And then inside Flower Fit, the Flower Fit community, we're sharing the feedback from our heart rate monitors, your healthy food, your fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, unprocessed, and then sharing whatever it is that you're up to in your garden. That's simple. These are things that we have access to. So we're not afraid of sweating out the perm because we don't have to do anything. This is easy breezy. We can rock our hair and skin. You have the option to play in makeup if you want to. But when you move from one task to another, it's a joy to know that you don't have to put it on. You have the option to go play if you want to, but you can enjoy your own human suit. So this lifestyle is the bomb. So sending you some warm positive vibrations. Movie chick. I turned my diet around, not totally vegan, mostly healthy in the 80s. That's phenomenal. That's because it's health insurance. I'm reaping the benefits of habits I started 30 something years ago. I'm reaping the benefits of consistency works. Most of us are not consistent, and we think a pill is going to change it, or 2 days of green juice. It's not enough. This has to shift the mindset. It really takes organizing things in your mind so it's approachable and it's easy. Okay, I can do this. I can do this, and to have a big enough why, a why that stops you in your tracks. So before I get off, I saw this woman a couple weeks ago. She was on TikTok, one of these platforms. She was eating a croissant. She was about to tear into this croissant. And then the screen flipped. I guess the screen that she was watching, and someone flipped their gut onto the table. It was a huge gut, and just flipped it onto the table. And she just spit the croissant out of her mouth. Now, of course, people gonna go to the comment section, which I thought was interesting. A lot of people was like, wow, I needed to see this. And there's some people saying, why are you shaming this person? Now, she wasn't talking in the video, but when her immediate reaction to seeing that such an unhelpful amount of adipose tissue just flipped out and just spilled out and plopped onto the table, her reaction was to spit it out. Now, what is that saying, right? So she got connected to the urgency of her habits. And when something's really good to you, you're likely not going to do it one time, right? Ask me how I know. So I'm inviting you all to join me. Sunday coaching is at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're interested in group coaching or personal coaching, email me or contact me, info@body-culinary.com. Throw your sneakers on, grab your heart rate monitor for the 5 a.m. workout. Follow on all social media because I will rotate the warm-up. The warm-up is a workout and a movement practice, right? I invite you to consider a personal movement practice that is consistent, that grows with you over time. It's the ultimate health insurance. Great for the brain. If you want a natural lifted glute, that is from exercise only and not having a whole bunch of additional adipose tissue sitting on top of the glute. And there's your natural BBL. I'm just saying. So I invite you all to have a wonderful rest of the evening. I hope you have a rejuvenative rest. Subscribe for those folks on the YouTube channel. Sending a warm shout out to my folks over on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. And y'all have a great night. And I'll see you soon. I'm about to go eat. Child, I'm about to go finish this dish because this is delicious. I'm going to sit down quietly and savor this. This is really good, y'all.